Later, Ned was moving under the bridge. His banksman had told him to lower his crane arm. I must be careful, I must be careful, I must be careful. Then there was trouble. Ned hadn't lowered his crane arm far enough. It knocked loose the important keystones. The bridge started to crumble. Thomas puffed towards the bridge, unaware of the danger ahead. Thomas! Jack jumped in and lifted his front loader up against the bridge. He pushed with all his might. Thomas saw the flagman. His driver applied the brakes, but it was too late. Cinders and ashes, cried Thomas. Jack didn't let go. Finally, Thomas's driver backed Thomas to safety. Hold on, Jack, called Kelly, and he rushed to help. Jack couldn't hold the bridge any longer. Are you all right, Jack? I think so. I'm the most important, snapped Max. I am, blasted Monty. I am. I am. Look out, shouted Patrick. Oh, flatten my fenders, shouted Monty. Not my fault, called Max. My beautiful concrete, moaned Patrick. My beautiful blue paint, moaned Thomas. Hold back, whispered Scruffy, and passed the word to the others. The silly trucks giggled. But Oliver knew what to do. There was plenty of sand on the rails and his wheels gripped splendidly. He gave a great heave. Oh! groaned Scruffy. I don't like this. Go it, yelled Duck. Well done, boy, well done. Oh! wailed Scruffy. Oh! I'm coming apart! And he did. Then there was trouble. Harry and Bert were enjoying a rest at the engine sheds, but Thomas and Diesel couldn't see them. They raced backwards towards Harry and Bert. With a crash and a bash, Thomas and Diesel smashed Harry and Bert right through the back of the engine sheds. Stones and timber flew everywhere. Bust my buffers! Oh no! Suddenly, Thomas saw Harry rumbling towards him. Thomas backed away as fast as he could. But he didn't see Bert pulling up behind him. Thomas bumped into Bert, the stinky cheese shot into the air and splattered down all over Thomas, Bert and Harry. Now we're really stinky, moaned Harry. The most stinkiest engines ever, groaned Bert. Harry and Bert rushed straight to the washdown. Thomas wanted to go to the washdown too, but Thomas's cheese was all over the track.
Harvey went faster and faster as he hurried down the slope with the heavy train pushing him forward.
Pulling a heavy train downhill is much easier than I thought.
But when Harvey reached the next bend, he suddenly realized that he was going much too fast to be safe. Luckily, nobody was hurt.
Hello.
Not again. Oh.
James was so frightened that he missed the red signal, hit the points, came off the rail, and ended up in a pond.
Are you all right? I didn't mean to give you a fright.
Oh, James. I see you've met Gator.
Then there was trouble. Gordon was roaring towards Percy.
Out of my way! Express coming through!
Out of my way! Mail coming through!
But Gordon didn't get out of Percy's way. Suddenly, Percy was worried.
Oh my! Oh no! Oh help! Whoa! Oh!
Whoa!
Gordon swerved and swayed into a siding. He bashed the buffers and toppled off the tracks. Percy. Thomas puffed as fast as he could, but he wasn't watching where he was going. Thomas didn't notice that the points had been changed. Thomas puffed into the sidings and biffed into the buffers. Sticky toffee splattered everywhere. "Oh no," moaned Thomas. "I can't give the children train rides when I'm this messy."
Meanwhile, Daisy, the diesel rail car, was on her way back to her shed. But then there was trouble.
Suddenly the signal turned red. James applied his brakes and screeched to a halt. But Edward couldn't stop in time. "Sorry," puffed Edward. "I didn't have time to stop." "Don't worry," moaned James. "It was my fault for pushing in." "You're finally in a poster," chuckled Thomas. "Maybe you are good enough after all." But James didn't feel very good. He felt very silly.
With too many rocks and no brake van to help him slow down, Thomas couldn't stop.
Percy! Thomas! Look out! Look out! Sorry, Percy.
Thomas was ready to go. But the shunters hadn't released the brakes on the trucks. Thomas pulled as hard as he could, but the trucks wouldn't move. "I have to hurry," puffed Thomas. He heaved, he huffed, and he puffed, and at last the coupling broke. Thomas shot forward. Cocoa powder flew everywhere. "Now I'll never get to take the children," puffed Thomas.
Emergency!
Rocky!
Rescue engine coming through!
My shiny red paintwork. Oh!
The books jiggled and joggled. Then Thomas hit the biggest bump of all.
Whoa! Cinders and ashes!
The trucks bounced high in the air. They crashed and bashed. They clattered and shattered down to the tracks. Thomas put on his brakes. The books flew high and wide through the air and landed all over Farmer McColl's field.
I said it was easy. I said it was easy.
Then everything happened at once.
Rex! Rex! Watch out! Slow down! Stop! Stop! Oh, no!
Oh, no.
Thomas was out of control. Thomas braked as hard as he could, but the fish trucks were too heavy. Oops, said Thomas. Sorry.
One, two, three.
Yes! Oh no! Look out!
Rocky!
Oh dear.
Fizzling fireboxes. No, it wasn't it. It was
This made Gordon very cross. He was so cross that he didn't see the signal telling him to stop. And he didn't see the goods train ahead until it was too late. Luckily, no one was hurt, but Gordon came off the rails. He was covered in gooey red jam. Thomas didn't see Whiff until it was too late.
cinders and ashes!
He crashed and he bashed straight into the back of Whiff's rubbish train. The rubbish trucks clattered and battered right off the rails. Stinky rubbish and oily old engine parts toppled and tumbled over the tracks.
Thomas thought he was being clever. Really, he was only moving because a careless cleaner had meddled with his controls. He soon found his mistake. He tried to whee, but he couldn't. He tried to stop, but he couldn't. He just kept rolling along. He didn't dare look at what was coming next. There was the station master's house. The station master was about to have breakfast. "Horrors!" cried Thomas, and shut his eyes. The house rocked. Broken glass tinkled. Plaster was everywhere. Thomas had collected a bush on his travels. He peered into the room through its leaves. He couldn't speak. The station master was furious. His wife picked up her plate. "You miserable engine," she scolded. "Just look what you've done to our breakfast. Now I shall have to cook some more." She banged the door. More plaster fell. This time it fell on Thomas. Thomas felt depressed.
Thomas grew more and more excited. Too excited for his own good. "I'm glad I'm a splendid engine," he puffed. "The Fat Controller thinks I'm really useful. I had a race with Percy once. I whooshed through the tunnel and stopped an inch from the buffers." Then Thomas made his mistake. "Just like this," he boasted. No one was hurt, but Thomas's front was badly bent. Then there was trouble. The rusty coupling broke. Thomas's trucks were rolling by themselves. "Cinders and ashes!" cried Thomas. Thomas applied his brakes, but he stopped too quickly. The trucks bumped into the back of Thomas, and the coal spilled all over the tracks. Thomas was stuck.
And then there was trouble.
Help! Help! Help!
Duck put every ounce of weight and steam against the cars. "It's too late," Duck groaned and shut his eyes. He veered into a siding where a barber had set up shop. He was shaving a customer.
So James backed up, Toby backed up, and Gordon waited. Then James pumped his pistons, his boiler bubbled, and his firebox fizzed.
Rescue engine to the ready!
James roared and raced down the track. He hit Gordon's buffer with a biff and a bash and a terrible smash. Gordon the Grand had toppled off the track into the muddy fen, and James the rescue engine had splished and sploshed into the mud after him.
Thomas didn't realize that the men were trying to flag him down, and he didn't see the danger signs.
Look out! You can't let down here!
Cinders and ashes!
listen to me. You always do what you want. Nay, true. You never listen to me. You always do what you want. Nay, true. It is. No, it isn't. Yes, it is.
And then there was trouble.
Oh, no!
You do. Donny, are we still moving? Or is it... Oh, no! The train!
Oh no! Oh no! Oh
Las ruedas de Stanley rodaban y se resbalaban. De pronto, el enganche se soltó y los furgones de Stanley comenzaron a rodar y rodar cada vez más y más rápido. Las locomotoras se quedaron boquiabiertas cuando el tren de Stanley cayó rodando por la colina y chocó contra la torre. Y la torre cayó al suelo. Todo quedó cubierto de ladrillos y polvo, y todo el arduo trabajo se perdió.
Then there was trouble. As Gordon approached the new station, neither the driver nor fireman could apply his brakes. Something had jammed. The driver reduced steam, but Gordon was still going too fast.
Help me, please!
When he approached the chocolate factory, his driver applied the brakes, but Percy's wheels just skidded on the oily rails. "Oh no!" hooted Percy. Yuck! He groaned. "I've never been this dirty." He was covered from funnel to firebox in sticky, gooey chocolate. The branch line couldn't take his weight and the rails buckled. "Oh, help!" Gordon cried as he slid off the tracks and into a field. No one was hurt, but poor Gordon felt very undignified. "What will the Fat Controller say?" he groaned.
But Thomas didn't want to listen. He was too cross. He kept thinking about what was on the other side of the mountain. And he wasn't looking where he was going.
No! Thomas! Watch out!
I can't stop!
Luckily, nobody was hurt.
At the yards, Percy was collecting trucks. Then he heard Boulder. "Oh no, it's heading straight for me!"
One day, Henry was pulling a very important goods train on his way to the mainland.
Faster! Faster! Hurry up, Henry! We haven't got all day!
A faulty signal should have warned Henry there was another goods train stuck on the track up ahead. Then, everything happened at once. Poor Henry wouldn't be going to the mainland now.
Ned was still dreaming of knocking buildings down and wasn't watching where he was going. "Look out!" cried his operator. But it was too late. The chimney rocked, the bricks crumbled, the workmen and the foreman took cover. Oliver and Thomas watched in amazement.
A goods train was waiting in the siding to let the flying kipper pass, and the driver and fireman were drinking cocoa in the brake van. "The kipper is due," said the guard. "Who cares?" said the fireman. "This is good cocoa." The driver got up. "Come on, fireman, back to our engine." They got out just in time. Henry's driver and fireman had jumped clear before the crash, but Henry lay dazed and surprised. The fat controller came to see him. "The signal was down, sir," said Henry. "Cheer up, Henry, it wasn't your fault. Ice and snow caused the accident. I'm sending you to Crewe, a fine place for sick engines. They'll give you a new shape and a larger firebox. You'll feel a different engine and won't need special coal anymore. Won't that be nice?" "Yes, sir," said Henry doubtfully.
Edward was right. Cars can run an engine right off the rails.
Oh!
Stay right there, James. I'll go and get help.